Here we go.
Once again, starting from Dino Domain.
Yep.
The intended order. Where we'll be mostly seeing car tracks. So in Ancient Lake, it's all about keeping your momentum, chaining those boosts, and obviously not hitting our friend Blakey the Dino.
Absolutely. Want to make sure you get those curves nice and tight. Make sure you're hitting the zippers and getting those balloons right away. Oh, shoot. There. All right, so even there with the late start, we got 1upGirlXaltis kind of making a comeback there a little bit with Obiyo. Hopefully that won't be too much of a factor with the rest of the race.
And Fossil Canyon of Obiyo demonstrating the famous canyonless trick.
Yeah.
So guess what that one is named after?
You know, one thing I gotta mention here is that I just started doing DKR speedrunning about 6 months ago, and I'm always impressed about how fast players can do Fossil Canyon. Like I just started learning how to really optimize that track, and watching these more experienced players, especially the veterans of the DKR community, just kind of zip over the last half of the race is just incredible to me. It's really cool, honestly.
Yeah, most players can do that, except
yeah. Like go ahead.
It's actually incredible how difficult Fossil Canyon is, considering that it is the second track.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I just learned how to do the lake skip about a couple weeks ago, and I'm still trying to master the technique of hitting the zipper and positioning your control sticks to actually land into the land in the tunnel. You don't lose momentum. So, but here we are with Jungle Falls real quick, and already Obiyo says, "Holy smokes!" There's already just 13-second first lap there. Wow. I'm just continually amazed about how awesome the community is in terms of how they're just, this just blows my mind. I don't.
Yeah, the
this is really
movement
cool,
in this
honestly.
game, you can do so much. Like there's basically no skill ceiling. You can always get better.
Yeah, absolutely. There's always room for improvement. I mean, even today, I've been seeing some of the chat within the Discord about some of the world records for some of these levels, and there's always someone trying to be better and better at certain levels and stuff, and it's always incredible to see that.
In Hot Top Volcano, Obiyo goes for the very best out of bounds route.
Here we go. We got
going at the very first opportunity. Instead, stays inbound for a bit to grab some bananas.
Yeah.
Getting extra speed, and then goes out of bounds using a zipper.
Yeah, that's a tough trick to get to master, but once you master it, it's pretty easy to do it from then on. It's like riding a bike. You see 1up is doing is staying within bounds. Just chill, that's okay.
Playing it safe.
Yeah.
Xaltis is a beginner at this game. She should be able to get to that below 30 minutes mark pretty soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm
thinking about within seconds of it, just in the last race.
Yeah, I don't know what their personal PB is for that, but I mean, as somebody who hasn't personally done any of the out of bounds tricks, I mean, their times are very solid there. I mean, unfortunately, hit the dyno there, but I mean, their times are very solid for having a non out of bounds hot top volcano. Looking at 26, almost 27 seconds for the second lap. That's pretty respectable given what they can do. So that's pretty impressive.
Meanwhile, Obiyo is showing us some hovercraft.
Yeah, hovercraft.
Keeping your speed with hovercraft is very challenging because of the way it works.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, just looking at that last boost they made before they, when they made that third, when they went to go to the third lap, that was just incredible. I'm still new to speedrunning and this DKR in general, and like just looking at the veterans, it's just like holy smokes, this is just so cool to see, like how well you could just work with what you've got, and it's just incredible. I love it. It's so cool, you know.
Basically, the trick with hovercraft is to just abuse a mechanic that we call snaking. That
Yep.
the game just gives you a small speed boost each time you do a sharp turn, and the players just constantly do sharp turns by snaking.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, then you also have the trick where you have to push down, you push up with the control stick to kind of, you know, move left and right when you're staking and stuff, and that kind of helps you control a little bit of your hover. I don't know too much about it. I just know enough from watching some of the tutorials.
But there's this thing that using the zippers, using
Yeah.
boosts optimally doesn't work the same way with hover. If you use card, you just want to be tapping A all the time, except when you're boosting.
Right.
In hover, you want to start by holding A until you reach 60, and then you start tapping at a specific rhythm. And you have to be very careful if you use boosts that you don't get massive speed drops after your boost runs out.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a hard thing to work with. Wow, gosh, that was a sweet U-turn right there that Obi just did. Turning around to the second lap of Crescent Island. That's a hard turn to do too. I've tried doing that. I've choked so many times.
Obiyo is one of our absolute top players.
Absolutely, yeah.
For time trial too.
22nd lap, holy smokes. Again, I'm just blown away with how good, you know, a lot of our veteran players are. And it's actually kind of interesting because the Crescent Island was actually the level that got me into DKR speedrunning because of just how, you know, it's on the surface, it's a pretty simplistic level in terms of what you do, but if you do a deep dive, there's a lot of mechanics, a lot of technicalities you have to worry about in terms of, you know, which bananas to collect, when to strafe, when to not strafe, when to slide, you know, how to slide, what direction. There's a lot of technicalities and particulars. And it's just
choice for a track. It's actually my favorite one in the game.
I completely agree. I personally love that track, and then my second favorite track is Dark Moon Caverns in the future.
Obiyo will agree.
Yeah, it's a very fun. Those are my two favorite tracks in this entire game. You know, they look very simple on the surface, but they're very, very technical. And once you master them, it's just
got
incredible.
done with Treasure Caves. I don't think you will find too many players who name that one as their favorite.
Yeah, Treasure Caves is kind of one of the it's one of the levels. Excuse me, one of the levels that a lot of players don't like, which is kind of mind-boggling because it's a very simple track. You know,
but it's
not
hard to
complex.
Consistently go fast, use your balloons effectively.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, you're right about that.
And now here in Everfrost Peaks, it's all about pressing A as few frames as possible, basically. Optimally, you want to do the start boost and never use A again because you're always boosting or barrel rolling. Just
absolutely
that momentum.
Yeah. You know, it's actually interesting. This is probably the first time I've seen one of our veterans do a level like this before, and it's just like it's about like Obi's about to finish their second lap at 39 seconds, and I would have just finished my first lap at 39 seconds. So you know, you can really tell how much effort they put into this game, and you're right. You actually don't let go of A. Actually, you let go of it the entire time until you're very close to finishing.
Also, shout out to Peaks, who I call the Ice Queen. Absolutely loves Everfrost Peak.
Yeah, it's their favorite level of all time.
Yes. And Obiyo doing Valorous Cove, there's a lot of different strats people use here for their balloons. extremely punishing if you hit the ice or some
Oh,
of the bonks you
absolutely.
can get.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had runs where I've had really good times, and you hit that last turn right before the finish line, you hit the ice in the wrong direction, you just get absolutely just punished. So, but they're making it look like it's a piece of cake.
Obiyo going for the for the risky
Ooh.
jump method
Oh, yeah, but they
didn't
didn't
get
get
it
it.
to work.
That's okay. That's unfortunate, but
An easy thing you
that's
can do here, just go always to the right side of those loops and hold R. It'll be faster.
yeah. So they're playing it safe that time around. Coming up at the finish line. There we go. And on the other hand, Xaltis just started Everfrost Peaks on lap 2 of 3. Quite a bit behind, but that's okay. Interesting. Obiyo takes a left instead of a right the first time around for Snowball Valley.
Yeah, it's faster to go left all the time.
Yeah.
As a beginner, if you're not feeling consistent, it's a good idea to just grab those bananas to have some extra speed. But if you want to go as fast as possible, just ignore them.
Yeah, see, I mean, when I first started learning Snowball Valley, I took the right route first for like lap 1, and
Yeah,
then laps
same.
2 and 3. Yeah, so you take lap 1, you take the right hand side, collect all the bananas you can, and then lap 2 and 3, you just go to the left, you just maneuver that way. I never thought to just go left all the time just for speed. I figured, having the boost of the bananas, I think you get like up to 8. Maybe you can actually get up to 10 on the first lap if you take the right route. But I never knew that, so that's okay. You learn something new every day, I suppose.
Yeah, the reason why you don't get music here is also because it's faster to not play with music, unfortunately, because this game has an amazing soundtrack.
Yeah, the composer David Weiss did a really good job with this soundtrack. And
why you're getting unlucky with the placement of the items.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's
Running
happened
into a
to.
spike ball.
Yeah, I've seen it happen to a lot of players, myself included, where you just have unfortunate RNG and you just got to worry about the obstacles and can't anticipate where they are. You
It's
can't react
definitely
fast
worth
enough.
it to grab a shield for Frosty Village just to be safe.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so Obi just finished the Snow World, so that's good. Man, 13 that was like 12.
Well,
Was like
Snowflake
1250. Yeah, Snowflake Valley. Sorry, I'm still trying to learn the individual world names. I know I just call it the Snow World.
Yeah, I can
That's what it
say
is.
the German names of stuff. Like, we just got done with the world Schneeberg. And now Obiyo is playing Felsenschlucht.
He's playing one of my favorite levels, but I hate the level in general. He's playing Boulder Canyon, which it's funny because when I first started speedrunning DKR, I had this notion of wanting to do 100%, and then I started playing hover, and I realized how difficult it was to play that percentage, and kind of not really to give up, but it just kind of really taught you a very hard lesson in terms of what you can and cannot do between different vehicles. But again, making these levels like very easy.
Yeah, Boulder Canyon is a really good track in my opinion. You have some water and land gameplay on the same track for the hovercraft.
Yeah. It's actually one of the.
Make good use of the balloons too.
Yeah, I mean, for what I know, it's one of the few races that you have to only play. You can only play it with hovercraft, and it really does demonstrate your. If you can match the hovercraft, you can perform in this race very
Also,
very
there's
well.
a way to go in here with plane.
Does Boulder Canyon have a clean percent? I thought it was only
You
100%.
can use the wrong warp to get use.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, well, like I said, learn something new every day, right? Alright, so Xaltis is just finishing up.
I'm unfortunately not aware exactly how Xaltis PB splits look like. Of course, it would be great if she could get one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the PBs differ between Xaltis and Obiyo.
You have seen her like in Smash. I've heard she's really good, and I've seen her Mario Party speedruns.
I've personally never seen any of. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if he still has it in Mario Party 1.
Yeah. I've personally never seen any of their personal PBs for any game, let alone DKR, so I don't really have any idea of what their personal best is. I know that Obi's very good at DKR, so I have high expectations for them, and they're doing really very well so far. So it'll be interesting to see what the difference is between these two players.
Let's see if Obiyo can get a nice out of bounds here in Windmill Plains. This is a really difficult trick. Definitely not something you should go for as a beginner.
Yeah, I think.
And he misses it.
Oh, unfortunately, yeah.
He will surely go for it in the next lap. And the clip is not even the hardest part. Getting there through the out of bounds route is much harder here than in the other ones you do in this category, because you don't have space. If you go too high, you clip in bounds. If you go too low, you get warped to the start, and you can clip in
really?
side too.
Okay. See, I didn't know that there was a preciseness to that whole trick. He didn't get it again. That's okay.
You shouldn't get fooled thinking it's easy if you maybe learned doing the other two out of bounds. This one is different.
Yeah.
But no luck so far for Obiyo. Yeah, so it doesn't go for it in lap 3, like it barely saves time if you... Oh, I get the clip in lap 3.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But that's a pretty risky strat from what I can tell. Especially in a marathon kind of race.
Yeah,
you really have to perfect that.
After my race against Xaltis, it's basically this trick. You go for it once you get maybe a 26 ATR.
Lap 2.
Moby's just coming up on their last lap for Haunted Woods.
What the hell?
Wow, that was insane. Yeah, I guess my input stream's a little bit behind yours. I just saw what happened. I don't know, like I just saw that flurry of little 10 missiles that just went towards Obi for whatever reason.
There's nothing he could have done there.
That's crazy. No, that's crazy.
That was a nice Greenwood by Xaltis.
Yeah. Xaltis is just finishing up their run for Greenwood Village. There we go. Oh, unfortunate. Obi hit the wall there, beginning of that race.
Obiyo doing what might be the hardest plane track in the game.
Lap 2.
Like aside from certain out of bounds, Space
Yeah.
Dust is the
Spa-
hardest in my opinion.
Space Dust is out. Yeah, I mean, I actually I play Space Dust a lot. It's actually pretty fun when you try to play with a plane. I think one of the hardest parts is the tunnel right before the finish line. You know, because like as a new player, you really you know, especially somebody if you don't know the last level of the game, it's hard to anticipate what you have to do. But I mean, Obiyo is just making it look like it's just child's play here.
I mean, I didn't get to use the boost. Got a magnet instead, and it got stopped too by
Yeah,
was it
that's
the laser or the AI.
right. That's unfortunate.
And now he gets to play his favorite track. Obiyo is the god of Dark Moon Caverns.
Dark Moon Caverns is a very good track. I mean, other than its fantastic musical score, it's a very good track in terms of just mechanics and technicality and just, you know, it's
He
a very
should
precise
absolutely
track.
go for the out of bounds here.
There's an out of bounds trick for Dark Moon Caverns.
Yeah, sure, you can skip the last loop.
Oh, that is right. Yes, if that's right. I saw that clip the other day. I forgot about that till just now. That's a very tough out of bounds to get, though.
I think it saves like a second or less. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's still really cool to see if you get to execute it and land it properly. It's still a very cool trick to see.
I can do it with hover too.
It looks like they're gonna try. Oh, they. I was gonna say it looks like they were trying and go for the out of bounds, but at the last second they their oil spill power up got knocked out with a boost power up.
You don't actually need oil to get out of bounds.
Oh really? Okay.
The fun part is it originally got discovered by that very method. Someone accidentally hit oil and then hit the wall in that exact angle to get out of bounds.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. It's actually really cool. It's actually really cool to see how players over time discover all these cool tricks.
And now Star City might be the track where the AI control you the most, or at least it's one of the worst ones.
Yeah, Star City is a very, very off-putting track, especially for new players. Where, you know, first of all, you got that bridge that Obiyo just mastered so well. But for new players, you can very, very easily, you know, lose your traction, lose your grip, and just fall off. And there's no alternate route. You have to redouble your efforts and have to turn around to get back up there. And that can absolutely be a marathon killer for whoever's running that race. But it's a very difficult track. I like this track myself. You know, it's one of my pet peeve tracks because, again, you know, it really teaches you how to control your cart. And, you know, when you get the boost, learn how to navigate properly so you can maximize that boost.
And Obiyo is starting the last track.
Yeah.
Hoping to finish it quickly with an out of bounds.
Yeah. But most likely, I think they'll go for the out of bounds, honestly.
Yeah, the basic setup here is really simple. You grab a shield, do not get hit by the lasers, then crash into the wall at the top, and then you bounce back, but you use the boost to push yourself in bounds,
Right.
out of bounds. I mean,
Yeah.
and there's other methods. You don't really need the shield. If you just don't get hit, then you can do it without any items.
Yeah, but it's a lot safer to just grab that balloon because it's right there, and you're always gonna, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna barrel roll into that balloon, so
And
it
he's
makes sense to just execute right away.
2450.
There we go. All right, Obi's finished the run. Cool. That's a very respectable time. I don't know if that's a PB for them or not, but that's okay. That's a very, very good time.
He'll probably not. He'll probably not be too satisfied with his windmill planes.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the levels I would say that I wouldn't be too satisfied myself because, the tend to go for that out of bounds trick 2 out of 3 laps, and on the third lap they just said, forget it, we'll just keep going regular route because it was just too risky and we're just losing too much time. But I mean, trying to go for that trick in the first place is very respectable. And, unfortunately, they did not get that out of bounds. But at the same time, I would still think that time of 2450 is still pretty respectable given your experience with the game overall.
So this can get here. Got that Dark Moon down under 150. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very solid time. Now on to Star City. Let's see what they can do here. Alright, so they managed to get over the bridge without, falling off. That's a huge, again, that's a huge win in my book.
I'm always scared happening to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said earlier, if you try to get the double boost in the first part of Star City, you always run that risk of, oversteering or over boosting and landing, and moving your cart off of the track, and that's a huge time killer. But Xaltis is doing a pretty good job of keeping their cart in control and navigating where they're supposed to, so that's good for them. Unfortunately, they hit that bubble there. That's a pain in the butt when it happens. Right, coming from the last lap of almost about to finish Star City here. Probably about a 130, give or take.
And only Spaceport Alpha left.
Yep, last race, here we go.
Around half an Alpha.
Now it's just a matter of whether or not they're going to try to go for the out of bounds switch. And that'll save them about a considerable amount of time. They go for it, and they successfully got it.
Nice.
Yep, alright, awesome, there we go. You got it, very nice. So now it's just a matter of coasting and just barrel rolling properly and hitting all those checkpoints, and they should be good to go.
Not every player with PB over 30 minutes is going for this.
No, absolutely. I can absolutely see that.
But that PB could fall very soon now.
The PB for Xaltis, you're saying?
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
it's looking good.
Yeah, I think there's room for improvement, but then again, I don't really know their historical record of PBs, so I really can't say for sure if they're improving or not.
So she's a very new player in DKR, and that's it.
There we go.
9.
Nice. That's a very respectable time, 29:13. Good for them. All right. Looks like we're joined by Obiyo in the chat right now. Not sure if we're gonna get joined by Xaltis.
Hello once again.
Man,
So, real quick, what's your thoughts on the race? How did you think you did performance-wise?
I mean, up until windmill planes, it was world record pace. And windmill planes happened, and then all my oaks and green got crushed.
Ah,
And
Yeah,
then,
It was heartbreaking to see windmill planes.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then after that, it was just hard to focus because you're like, damn, I had such a good run. And then, yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But then other would happen.
yeah. I mean, I was telling Andy earlier, you know, as somebody who just started playing DKR, you know, just even trying these out of bounds glitches, you know, they're pretty tough looking, but a lot of the veteran players, even some of the newer players, really have they make it look super easy, you know. And I remember there was some discussion in the Discord about, you know, what angle to attack the windmill planes glitch from and stuff. And again, it looks really easy, but you know, sometimes it could just absolutely be a complete PB killer or
It's
marathon
not.
killer if you don't get it. And you know, you had an absolute solid time, and well, you know, it was unfortunate that the glitch wasn't attained. But I mean, I still think that, you know, your time was pretty respectable, all things considered.
It's my first sub 25 where I missed the out of bounds. So, you know, that run was really good for sure. It just, on the first attempt, it was 100% me. Like, I knew my run was so good and I was like more into like record pace mentality than like race. And then I just completely butchered the setup and missed it. The second time, I'm not actually too sure how I missed it. Like, it seemed fine to me, but it just didn't clip out. But at that time, you know, this you already lost 20 seconds, so you know, it wasn't. The second one it's not as big as a deal, but it still kind of sucked to miss it for sure.
Yeah, then you
Right.
didn't bother in left 3.
GG's, Obiyo.
Hey, GG.
Exaltis, that's a PB, right?
That is according to my splits, -43.
Very nice. Very
That
nice.
was sick.
Really good.
I was like, don't mess up the Spaceport Alpha out of bounds. I'm like, just don't mess it up and we're good.
Was that what you were most scared about? Was potentially messing up and not completing the out of bounds trick successfully?
Yeah, like right at the end is the only time I really got nervous. I'm like, all right, just I was like, don't get nervous, just do the trick. You know how to do it. And I opted to I didn't do a hot top volcano out of bounds this time because I just didn't want to risk messing it up again.
And now you got a nice
Gotcha.
potential time save to get your time under 29.
I know. I think I can do it.
Yeah, 29 is on the horizon for sure. At 28, rather.
Absolutely.
I don't remember. Yeah, I actually don't really recall any races that messed me up too bad. I kept just improving everything from last race I just did.
Yeah, it's
Aside like a few zipper misses and whatnot.
And you didn't even get trolled by the AI too much.
I know. Oh yeah, I got caught in a bubble on Star City.
Yeah, that's just Star City, you know.
Yeah.
talking of
I was like,
AI
oh.
troll. I hope you guys watched my Hollywoods thing. Oh my god, I've never
Yes,
seen that before.
that was.
Yeah, that was. I saw that. That was very unfortunate. It felt so bad.
It was honestly mesmerizing how the missile kept switching direction every frame. Like I was actually mesmerized. It's like
Yeah.
I was like, you know, it lasted quite a while. I was like, why is it not hitting me? Why is it just switching, you know, left to right every?
The game was just taunting you for windmill planes. It's evil.
That gave me a good laugh at least.
The main thing I wanted to do in this race, or these races, was to get a PB, and I'm glad I did that. Now I can finally submit a time.
Oh yeah, right. I don't think you have anything on the board yet, so it's gonna be sick.
That's
Yeah, I was
awesome
looking for
news.
your name earlier, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I've done like I just every time I PB'd or whatever, I just never submitted it, and I just like, or I forgot or whatever. But I'll submit this one, so it's
Sure.
finally up there.
Yeah, I mean this was a solid time for both of you guys. Again, from what I can tell, still being new, but a lot of good. It was a good race overall, from what I could tell.
Yeah,
Based
I'm
off
happy
of-
with it.
Well, that's good. That's awesome. Awesome.
I'm happy. I'm happy if you remove 2 tracks. Everything else was really good, but those 2 tracks, I don't want to think about it too much, to be honest.
Oh, I get you. 100%.
So yeah, can we wrap this up?
Of course. Thank you guys again. I think I have one more race. I don't know. Not today though.
So when is the next one?
I have to schedule my next one. I don't know.
It's tomorrow at 2. And yeah, for our group, Musty, hopefully he's gonna be able to race. We don't know yet, actually, but hopefully he will.
Me versus Must is the next in our group, and for that race at 2, that you will get to hear Obiyo again. Isn't that nice?
Yay!
That's right. Absolutely.
Loose Ox versus Dr. Fish.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess to wrap it up, if you want to see more DKR, tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. Not sure on which channel it's gonna be, but just look for it tomorrow. And yeah, thanks for the race, Exaltis.
Thank you guys as well.
Yeah, GG too.
GG's, guys.
All right, I think that wraps it up. So thanks SpeedGaming for hosting us. Thanks you guys for racing, and Andy for helping us commentate. And we'll see you guys in the next race.
See ya.
All right,
Bye.
take care.